So how do you think we go from this absolute mess of a camera to this fully working camera? Let's find out. To look at, this Fujifilm A204 digital camera is in very good condition. The only clue that there's an issue with it is the battery compartment cover seems very discoloured. So let's get the battery compartment open and let's see what nasties are in there. So it's actually a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. It's probably the worst I've ever seen. Looks like a couple of batteries have had a fight. Now it looks like it's corroded some of the terminals there a little bit. Looks like it's still wet. So yeah, it's still wet, so you don't want to be messing about with that stuff. Let's get this cleaned up. So we're just going to use some normal tissue paper just to clear away the gunk from what's left over from the batteries. Notice that there's a memory card still in there, so we will bob that out. Just put it to one side. Doesn't look like it's been damaged by any of the leakage. Continue blotting the rest of that juices, if you like, that's been left over from those leaking batteries. As you can see, just this is picking up a fair bit of the gunk that's been left over. We will continue clearing this. This has been sped up a little bit just for the benefit of the video. Now the area of the camera that needs cleaning the most and the most thoroughly is the inside of the camera where the battery or the batteries would sit. So when the battery has leaked, the juices have leaked onto the contact at the bottom, which would make the contact with the battery, and it's corroded or left a kind of rusty film on the contact. So when the battery is sat onto that contact, it's not making a contact, so the battery is not able to then transfer its voltage or its current to the contact, which is why the camera isn't working. That film or that rust needs to be scraped away so that there's bare metal again, so the battery can make a metallic contact with that contact, and then that will then be able to give the camera power, and then you should spring it back into life. So now it's time to scrape away that film, that rusty film from the bottom of that contact. So what I'm using here is a very thin screwdriver, quite long, and then I'm able to then scrape slowly, bit by bit, the rust or the film off that contact. And as you'll be able to see in a second, there's quite a lot of debris that comes out. So just continue that process, keep on emptying it out so it's not getting stuck at the bottom. Scrape away and then empty, scrape away and then empty, and eventually you'll be left with near enough a bare metal contact at the bottom. So this is the amount of debris that came off that one single contact from inside the camera from where the battery had leaked. It looks quite brittle, and it looks quite metallic, like when you put it between your finger and your thumb, it does just turn into dust. And that is what is stopping the contact being made between the metal in the camera and the battery. This is a couple of shots of the battery compartment once it's been cleaned and the residue has been scraped away using the screwdriver. And then finally we just need to test the camera. So we'll pop in a couple of brand new AA batteries, and then hopefully the residue will have been cleared enough so that the batteries make a contact. We'll just open up the front lens cover, and the power slider button is just at the top. Let's slide that across, and that should bring it to life if we're in luck. And we have liftoff. That is good to go, and it looks like that's brought the camera back to life. Just being able to move that gunk out of the way, clear that terminal, the batteries can make a contact, and although it might not look the nicest at the bottom in that battery compartment, it's brought this camera back to life. What it also goes to show is that you shouldn't give up on this tech just because it's experienced a little bit of an issue, maybe some battery leakage, things aren't working quite as they should. Maybe we should delve into it, maybe we should try and fix things rather than just throw things away, and hopefully it's saved you a few quid. If you like the video, please give it a like, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.